Have you ever been told you are too sensitive? You care too much. You need to soften up. Let me tell you something. They never taught you. Softness is not weakness. It is Sunnah.
احسب أن الدين بعيد عن حب وحياة وبهجرك للدين ستحيا تعشق ما.
Assalamu alaikum, Limitless queens. You're all welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Zeesalv, but you can call me Z for short. Here we talk about all things faith, self-care, self-love, healing, confidence, and personal growth, while embracing a balanced Muslimah lifestyle that's pleasing to Allah. If that resonates with you, please subscribe, turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Today's video is one that has been living in my heart for a while now, because I see so many of us trying to survive in a world that only respects the loud, the aggressive, the hard, and forgetting that one of the greatest forms of power is found in softness. Yes, your gentleness, your tenderness, your tears, your compassion, all of that is not a flaw. It is not a failure. It's a reflection of the Prophet Muhammad himself. Let's start by confronting what society has conditioned us to believe. From a young age, we are taught, don't cry, be strong. Don't let people walk over you. Cue your emotions before they embarrass you. But what they don't tell you is, in trying to survive with wars, we often lose the softness that was meant to heal us. The world equates softness with weakness, but in Islam, softness is a sign of strength, maturity, and divine mercy. And had you been rude in speech or harsh in heart, they would have disbanded from you. Even Allah told the Prophet ﷺ, be gentle, be soft, even with those who wrong you, because hearts are not won by harshness. Think about this, Queen. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was the leader of the entire Ummah and a man of strength, intelligence, and command, but also a man who used to carry his grandkids on his back during Salah, wept for his Ummah in secret, spoke kindly even to his enemies, cried when he saw others in pain, treated women with honor, care, and softness, and yet he was never seen as too soft to lead, because his softness was his strength, his mercy, his gentleness, his kindness. That was his power. So if our Prophet ﷺ embodied softness unapologetically, why are we so quick to silence us? Who told you your softness was too much? Who convinced you that kindness will get you out? Who taught you to deem your tenderness to be respected? Because I promise you this, the more you try to harden to protect yourself, the more you disconnected you become from the version of you that Allah actually created you to be. We often think of softness as emotions, crying, caring, nurturing, but softness has layers. It shows up in many ways, and the world doesn't understand most of them. 1. Emotional softness. Feeling deeply without shame. This is when you care, when you cry, when you can't ignore what others ignore. And in today's cold, fast-paced world, people treat emotional depth like it's a disease, but Allah loves the hearts that feel. The Prophet ﷺ wept when Ibrahim, his baby son, died. He said, these eyes are shedding tears and the heart is grieved, but we will not say except what pleases Allah. Your emotions aren't an interruption to your strength. They are proof that your heart is alive. 2. Spiritual softness. Letting Allah break you open to rebuild you better. This is when your heart softens in dua, when you weep in sujood, when you let go of control and say, Ya Allah, I surrender. Then your heart became hardened after that, being like stones or even harder. But verily, among stones are some of which rivers gush forth. A soft heart is one that still flows with remembrance, with trust, with faith. A hard heart can no longer be moved. 3. Relational softness. How you treat others when it costs you nothing. The way you speak to people. The way you hold space for others without judgment. The way you offer mercy when you could have chosen pride. That is softness in action, and it is what the Prophet ﷺ built his relationship on. He who does not show mercy to others will not be shown mercy. So if someone ever told you that your kindness makes you easy to manipulate, let me remind you, being soft is not being foolish, it is being prophetic. Let's be real, the world doesn't reward soft women, it often disrespects them. abuses their empathy, label them as too much. So what do? We harden, we detach, we mask. We call it protecting our peace. But sometimes we are just hiding our softness out of fear. But queen, that is not protection. That is burial. Don't bury your softness to be respected by people who don't even respect the perfect Sunnah of gentleness. Here is the truth they never taught us. You can be soft and still have boundaries. You can be kind and still walk away. You can forgive and still protect your peace. You can cry and still rise. Softness doesn't mean you let everything slide. It means you let Allah guide your response. You don't need to harden up to survive. You just need to remember that your softness is sacred. It is a sunnah, it is spiritual, and it is how hearts are transformed, beginning with your own. Let's take a moment to really reflect on this. The Prophet Muhammad SAW faced public humiliation, physical attacks, betrayal from his own people, constant pressure to be harsh, to retaliate, to fight with fire, and yet he never abandoned his gentleness. Why? Because his softness was never weakness, it was strength controlled by faith. In battles, he led with mercy, not vengeance. In war, when others expected cruelty, the Prophet ﷺ showed restraint. At the conquest of Makkah, he had every right to seek revenge, but instead, he forgave the very people who tried to kill him. He said, "Go, for you are free." That is softness backed by power. That is mercy with control. That is the kind of strength Allah honors, not the kind the world glorifies. Let's bring it down to your life, Queen. How do you stay soft in a world that keeps trying to harden you? Through dua, by inviting Allah into your heart's tight corners. Here are 3 beautiful duas to include in your healing. 1. Dua for softness of heart. Say, Ya Allah, soften my heart to what pleases you and protect it from what distances me from you. Let your softness be aligned with His light, not people's opinion. 2. Dua for strength through gentleness. Say, Ya Allah, let my softness never be my downfall. Let it be the reason you elevate me. You don't have to stop being soft to be safe. You just need to be supported by Allah. 3. Dua when people mistake your kindness for weakness. Say, Ya Allah, you see my heart. You know my intentions. Protect me from those who misuse my mercy. You are not weak for freeing deeply. You are human and divinely designed that way. Let's bring it to everyday situations. Someone insults you. The word says, clap back. Islam says, silence can be sabr. A friend keeps taking advantage of your kindness. The word says, cut them off and become cold. Islam says, set your boundary with ihsan, not ego. You cry easily, even in front of others. The word says, hide it, be hard. But Islam says, even the Prophet ﷺ cried, and it never made him less of a leader, a man, or a messenger. If someone says you are too sensitive, you need to toughen up. People will walk all over you. You calmly say, I am not weak, I am soft, and softness is a sunnah, not a flaw. Say it with confidence, say it with love, and then let your character speak louder than your defense. Your softness is not something you need to apologize for. It is something you need to protect and wear with pride. Let them misunderstand. Let them call it weakness. Allah sees it as a form of worship. There is nothing shameful about being a soft-hearted woman. Islam does not ask women to become hard to be respected. Islam elevates women by honoring their softness. Khadija radiallahu anha was gentle and wise and the first to believe in the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Fatima radiallahu anha was delicate and kind, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said she would be the leader of the women in Jannah. Your femininity, your nurturing, your care, your love, your tears, your mercy, all of that is not weakness. It is a trust from Allah, a sign of spiritual intelligence, a piece of prophetic inheritance passed to you through the women of Jannah. There are people in your life who won't be moved by lectures, quotes, or reminders, but they will be moved by your patience, your gentle smile, your refusal to respond with bitterness, your quiet dignity, your consistent peace. That is dawah. That is calling people to Allah, not through words, but through your presence. Indeed, Allah is gentle and loves gentleness in all matters. When you embody softness, you reflect a piece of Allah's name, Al-Latif, the subtle, the gentle, the kind. They lied to you when they said you are too tough enough to survive. You don't. You just need to stay rooted in a kind of softness that the Prophet ﷺ taught us. Softness with boundaries, softness with backbone, softness with sabr, softness with Allah. That kind of softness protects you and elevates you. You are not too emotional. You are not too nice. You are not too gentle. You are soft. And that is a form of power this world has forgotten. But Allah hasn't. Finally, my limitless queens, don't let harsh words convince you to become someone Allah never designed you to be. Let your softness remain a reflection of your strength. Let your kindness remain a form of resistance. Let your tears remain a proof of your tenderness, not your weakness. And above all, let your softness remain your Sunnah. Because in the eyes of Allah, that softness may be the very reason you are written among the women of Jannah. So if this message touched your heart, Queen, let's reflect together in the comments. What is one way you are embracing your softness again? And if no one told you lately, you are soft, you are sacred, and you are not too much, you are exactly who Allah created you to be. Until next time, inshallah, don't forget to look good, smell good, feel good, and be limitless in your elevation with Allah. Assalamu alaikum. Peace out.
أحسب أن الدين بعيد عن حب وحياة وبها